So what happens when a simple video, a really simple video about the health benefits of prayer suddenly sparks this absolute firestorm of organized hate? We're not just talking about a few nasty comments here. We're talking about a full-on coordinated campaign of abuse and threats. And this one incident, well, it peels back the curtain on a much, much bigger story: the hidden world of political troll armies.
Just listen to this. This is a shocking statement from Namita Thapar, who's one of India's most prominent business leaders. For weeks, she and even her mother were just buried under this non-stop, vile abuse. So you have to ask, what could she possibly have done to provoke such an insane reaction? The answer is, well, it's almost unbelievable.
Okay, let's break this down. On one side, you've got the original post. It's a short, informative video just talking about the physical benefits of namaz, Islamic prayer. She even compares one of the postures to a yoga asana. And on the other side, an absolute avalanche of pure poison. We're talking sexually violent threats, calls for her murder. The disconnect between the post and the reaction is just staggering, and that points to something way more organized than just a few angry people.
Now, to really get the scale of this, you have to understand who Namita Thapar is. She's not just some influencer. She is a major player in Indian industry. We're talking about the executive director of a huge pharmaceutical company, a famous judge on the hit show Shark Tank India. And here's the kicker. She's posted videos before about the health benefits of yoga and other Hindu practices. And guess what? Crickets. No issue at all. This context is so important because it makes it crystal clear that this attack was targeted.
So this leads us to the big question, right? How does a simple health video from a respected public figure trigger such a massive, coordinated, and vicious attack? Was this just a bunch of random people on the internet getting upset all at once? Or was there an organizing hand at work, pulling the strings behind the scenes?
All right, let's dissect the anatomy of an online mop, like this one. The sources we're looking at here describe a really well-defined pattern behind these online swarms. They suggest this isn't just chaos. It's a calculated strategy, and it's executed with precision. It actually has a name, and it has a structure. The term they use is a troll army. And look, this isn't just a loose collection of angry people. According to investigations like those detailed in the book I Am a Troll, this is a highly structured network. You've got paid employees, you've got volunteers, all working together to dominate online conversations, and more importantly, to silence anyone who disagrees with them.
And these troll armies, they have a pretty common set of tactics. It usually starts with an initial abusive post, and then bam, a whole swarm of anonymous accounts just descends to amplify it. They often spread these really dangerous, communally charged lies, falsehoods designed to stir up religious tension. And as we saw with Namita Thapar, the abuse is almost always worst for women, just filled with these graphic, violent, and sexually explicit threats.
So who's actually running this machine? If this is an organized army, who are the generals and who are the foot soldiers? Well, the investigations we've reviewed point to a pretty complex, multi-layered structure that's only gotten more sophisticated over time.
Okay, so according to the book I Am a Troll, the ground-level operation is surprisingly low-tech, but it is brutally effective. Apparently, a central cell sends out daily instructions on WhatsApp. These messages tell the entire network, both paid workers and volunteers, who to target, what messages to spread, and which hashtags to get trending. It's a daily battle plan.
But the story doesn't end there. In recent years, the system has evolved. It's not just about volunteers and a party IT cell anymore. A whole new, much more professional layer has been added to the machine, which makes it even more powerful and a lot harder to trace.
A 2024 investigation by the fact-checking group Boom really uncovered this whole sophisticated network. So, at the top, you have a political consultancy called Varahe Analytics, reportedly hired by the BJP. They allegedly run this whole web of anonymous proxy pages, like one called Paltu Paltan. Then, these pages go and hire micro-influencers to star in these skits and videos that do nothing but spread misinformation and mock political opponents.
And here it is. Here's the smoking gun. The investigators went into Meta's ad library, right? And they found that this supposedly anonymous troll page, Paltu Palten, spent over 6.5 lakh rupees. That's around $8,000 on ads in just 90 days. And the contact detail listed for the advertiser, an email address belonging to Varahe Analytics. It's a direct financial link connecting the anonymous hate page straight to the professional consultancy.
Okay, so you have this structure in place, the consultancies, the proxy pages, the volunteers on the ground. With all that, the network executes a very clear and repeatable playbook of tactics. They have a set of moves they just use over and over again to get what they want.
And if you want to know the guiding philosophy behind it all, look no further than this reported quote from senior BJP leader Amit Shah. He was addressing the party's social media teams, and he apparently said, "It does not matter if it's lies or truth, we can make anything viral." I mean, that really says it all, doesn't it? The goal isn't accuracy, the goal is virality. The objective is to control the narrative, no matter what it takes.
And this playbook has all sorts of tactics. It goes way beyond just spreading lies, like what happened to Namita Thopper. It also involves creating viral skits to make fun of opposition leaders. And, this is a big one, applying real-world economic pressure on big companies by going after their brand ambassadors.
A perfect example of this playbook in action was the campaign against the e-commerce company Snapdeal. So the brand ambassador, the actor Almir Khan, made a comment about intolerance. Almost immediately, a BJP volunteer testified that she got direct orders to target the company. The online campaign was so relentless that Snapdeal eventually dropped him. And afterwards, a government minister was even quoted gloating that the company had learned its lesson. So this brings us to the true cost of all this organized hate. What is the real-world impact of these digital campaigns? You know, it's so easy to just dismiss this stuff as online noise, but the consequences are very, very real, and they go way beyond just someone's hurt feelings. See, it's less about trying to win an argument or engage in some debate of ideas. It's much more about creating a chilling effect. The real goal is to make the environment so toxic and the personal cost so high that people just become too scared to express any kind of dissenting opinion. It's about silencing voices through pure intimidation.
And the sources are really clear on this. This abuse is not random. It is systematically aimed at very specific groups. Journalists who ask tough questions, members of minority communities, and especially women. They are the ones who consistently face the most disgusting, misogynistic, and violent attacks, which brings us right back to where we started, with Namita Thopper.
But here's the thing, Namita Thopper refused to be silenced. In a follow-up video, she responded directly to her abusers. She called them out, she invoked the Hindu concept of karma, and she basically warned them to continue at their own risk. It was just this incredible act of defiance against a machine that's designed to scare people exactly like her into silence.
And in the end, this whole situation just leaves us with a really critical and unsettling question. When these online mobs aren't spontaneous, when they're organized, funded, and weaponized for political gain, what does that mean for the future of our public square? What happens to honest debate when the price of speaking your mind is a targeted campaign of hate? That's really the question at the heart of this entire story.